Good morning, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Tuesday morning, August 18th. We are looking at the SPY ETF's market profile here on Window Trader. We're in 1 tick increments. That's how small our range was yesterday. We're in a 4-day balance. Yesterday was the high of it. The 14th was the low of it. We held yesterday's gap barely, and now this morning, with an hour and 15 minutes to go, they're attempting again to gap higher and reach nirvana. I mean, this is like a man wandering the desert, and he keeps thinking he sees water, a nice lake in front of him, and every time he gets there, there's nothing there, as we've just continually tried to get there. I think, the biggest thing isn't what's going to happen if and when we get the all-time high, but what happens after we get it. Is that all they want? I mean, there's been a remarkable recovery from March's lows back to the all-time high. It really has been. It's been truly incredible how it's been such a V-shape. But the question is, if that's all they want, then we'll see. There hasn't been a buyer or seller in this market now for weeks. We're one time framing up. This is the 7th week. Again, if we get the all-time high, it would be important, I believe, for the buyers on the sideline, the tremendous amount of cash on the sideline, to start coming in to get some more distance away from it, because obviously algos are going to be seeking a new destination if and when we make an all-time high. If we make this all-time high and we get crickets above us, well, that's all well and good, but then at some point we're just going to roll over, and what we've done for 7 weeks, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of it, or at least half of it, gets taken back in one fell swoop. Okay. Well, destinations for this morning, if we gap higher. Right now, we had, again, 11 wide yesterday. That's a lot. That's a huge POC. It was an upside destination. If we open above it, it becomes a downside destination. I'll use yesterday's high on both sides, 338.34. Then you have 338.64, daily high, poor high, 338.69, 9 wide from the 19th of February. 339.08, monthly high, all-time high, and 339.38, the overnight all-time high from February 19th. Both the SPY and ES all-time high happened in the overnight session. For the downside, if we gap higher, we'll use yesterday's high of 338.34. Then we would have 337.96, 11 wide from yesterday, 337.62, the pre-market low, and then 337.48, daily low, filling the gap at 42 cents from 817. The pre-market high right now is 338.94. So what's the game plan? Well, it's the same game plan as yesterday. If we gap higher, less than $1 though, then I will look to take a call play against the top of the 4-day balance. Yesterday's high in these 2 days. If the gap fills, I would be out and then reassess. If the gap doesn't fill, then for the 1,000th time I'm saying this, we should make an attempt at the all-time high. If the gap fills right away, or we don't have a gap, this is going to be your important level, M period from yesterday. If you stay above it and don't get accepted into it, a couple of things. Number one, value will still be higher, which would be positive, and you'd have a chance to come back out of yesterday's high and continue to go to the all-time high. Once you get accepted into M's range, you will at least trade down to that 11 wide, very visual POC, if not the entire range. So the buyers really want to stay out of being accepted into M's range. So, one call play if the gap holds, possibly another one if you don't get accepted into M. Put play, right now, again, I don't have one right off the bat. If we are to open higher around the all-time high, maybe they defend it one more time, so maybe I take a put play closer to around the 339 level, but that would really be just to see if we were to have some kind of inventory adjustment quickly to the downside. I don't think I could really short it right around the all-time high. Now, if we get the all-time high, including the overnight, and then in B period, we start one-time framing down, and then I would certainly get on board with a short play to see us fill the gap. Or if we gap higher, don't get the all-time high, fill the gap, get accepted into M, again, I would take a put play down to at least POC. 2 very early plays. Come to CamelbackTrading.org's voice channel room. You're going to get these the entire trading day. And then, on the chart, so the monthly, one time framing up 4 months, you can basically call this a huge balance, right? Because even though we're one time framing up 4 months, we've basically, for the last 5 months, been in February and March's range. That's, it's twofold. Yes, we're one time framing up, but we're also in the middle of basically of a 7-month balance. Bulls need to get over, get the high, and then get accepted above it, right? That's important. Acceptance is always important. Yeah, it's great to make an all-time high, but if you do that and then get pumped right back in and get accepted into February's high, odds are you'll start rolling over. Same thing on the weekly, right? One time framing up 7 weeks, need to get the high and accepted over it. Daily, attempting to come out of a 4-day balance to the all-time high. One other thing, the triple Qs, we keep waiting for them to possibly roll over a bit. Well, that's not happening, right? We had a 2-week balance where right now we're above that 2-week balance high. So once again, we've gone from balance to bull, balance, bull, balance, bull, balance, bull, balance, continue bull. Markets do not go bull, bear. So I will stay away from any short trade in the triple Qs until they finally prove not only can they go back to balance, but then go bear. Good luck trading today. Have a great day, and we'll recap at 4 p.m.